Hello, this is Smokey the Mad Scientist. I'm gonna tell you a little tale. Back in the day, nephew, like 11 years ago, 12 years ago, I meant to say. Let me see if I can explain all my hallucinations. So, here he goes. Anyways, it all started when I was paranoid. I was paranoid, and I thought the TV was talking to me. I thought to say something like, "Oh, this is gonna be the greatest day of our lives." It was saying something to me like, they just found someone that was important. Me. And then, as life goes, I was talking to it, and I noticed the facial expression will change. And as you know, I started to insult it. To make long story short, but then again, long again. I was arguing with these voices. That's how it all started. Me arguing with my voices in my head. Then I met someone who I kindly say that I wanted some dope or methamphetamine, and at that process, this is my first time. I was age 20. And it's my first time seeing a syringe. Well, I saw a syringe before, but then the process that he was going to do it. And then I injected myself with that sort of drug. And it got worse and worse and worse. So I inject myself in a little period of my time, drugs of methamphetamine, heroin, started smoking some fentanyl, and I wrote in my short. But that's not the only drug I did. I also did shrooms, Percocet, coke, computer duster, and all that was fun and hallucinations. Then it got worse. Back in Reno, Nevada, I saw the most ugliest woman in the world. The ugliest woman. She looks like a boy. I mean, I look more prettier than her. Can you believe that? I look more prettier than her. That's the right word. Prettier. You guys don't think I'm pretty? This person looks fucking ugly. And she was offering me a deal. If I could give her something to eat. But for some fucking reason, in the back of my mind, they're telling me, nah, don't work with that demon. And that witch, I've been seeing shit. I've been smelling this stench. I don't think it was there. I would try to eat my food and I couldn't eat it because that stench and it got stuck in that food, and I was like fucking barfing. I couldn't eat that shit. And I was all paranoid and I was just seeing shit. It was my psychosis. That shit was real. Then here's the funny thing. I'm starting to see people that are not really there. They disappear. I started seeing figures and strange, like Silent Hill type of shit that I can't really grasp, or whatever the fuck the word is, and how it looks. And then, make a long story short, see, the sign of the open eye, you know that song from Gorgoroth? That shit was meant. Shit, well, people could say other things, but what that song really fucking means is that when you do tweak, you might see some shit. You might be, like the song says, like, the chosen one. No, he didn't say that. He said he says like, something about the black flame, the bringer of light, and that other song from Gorillaz is the same shit. And I started noticing songs that referenced me. And it could be my paranoia, but sure as hell it sounds like it's mentioning me in my life. But I'm gonna write a book and explain to you all in full detail in a book. This will be my religion, or my beliefs on how life works. Not how life works, but just a minor. Not how life works. It's just a little detail on a description of what just good karma and bad karma, Uh, Good karma, bad karma, good luck, bad luck, intelligence, stupidity, fortunate, unfortunate, shit like that. And, well, there's this one shit that happened that I mentioned in my stories, my spooky story, about the guy that went full completion of just fucking torment in the most disturbing pukage way. Completion. And that's what hell is. They say that hell, and when I say they, I mean the demons, it's not what you think. I don't know what they mean by that, but what I think is think about an evil person. What an evil person would do to you if he has that power? The most insane shit. And every time I smoke tweak, I get this, not panic attack, but this fucking fear in me. I remember I was walking, it was nighttime like this. I was walking my apartment complex, and I see this the shadow of a statue of this like Muppet type of figure, if I'm explaining myself right, and it's fucking scary, in a car. And then I don't know. They told me a story where when I got kicked out, that there's this dog following me, and it really was this ghost dog. It was following me, and that shit was barking at me, and the evil spirits were telling me that it was following me for a reason. And I'm like, oh shit. The only thing I said was like, get the fuck away from me. And it made like a little like whimping sound, and ran off. It was this reality isn't real, There is a God, and it can be controlled. And I seen this Matrix type of shit that is like controlling me. And every time they're trying to explain to me that it's my mind and shit like that, and I'm like denying it because I'm trying to save myself. And they're like, no, I mean like the way I explain it is that, well, see, there's different realities, right? There's different realities. And the reality can be controlled. I noticed that, the one thing I noticed is there's people acting like robots. this one point I was like hearing these stories where these disturbing stories where a little girl, an ugly little girl child that supposedly was Jesus, and was going to did something to save the world or whatever. I don't know what he did. Made a wish or something. And they explained that Jesus and different characters, like one was made a deal with the devil and shit, and he's like the most evilest fucking person because he did all sinful shit. And of pleasure, and they're gonna punish him in full completion of torment, 100% to infinity. Seeing this shit, I'm like, fuck. I haven't felt it. I feel like they were trying to kill my family, and they were going to make it seem like, because life is a computer, they could really do that shit to me, change my story, like it was a written book or something. And I feel something in my neck slicing, like I was gonna be put in a scene where I'm slicing my throat and I'm gonna be put in a mental hospital or a psych ward forever. I didn't like that shit. So the shit like that, you ever see the picture frame of one of my shorts where it's all black? That's where that's what how the steering will look. It's the color black. My point is, long story short, everything is fine now. Became a good person. And following the path of a good man. So I end my show here. I end my video here. Smokey the Man Scientist out.